Hi, my name is Morgan Decoteau, and I'm one of the school counselors in Keystone's guidance department. I'm going to be reading Where the Wild Things Are, Story and Pictures by Maurice Sendak. This was one of my absolute favorite books when I was a little kiddo, and my kids both enjoyed this book as well. You'll see how well loved it was by some of the pages that are not quite 100% intact in the book. So let's begin. Where the Wild Things Are. Oh, there's Max. And there are some of the wild things. Let me make sure we get this lined up and you can see it. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind. Oh my goodness, he's hammering nails into the wall. And another. Running down the steps, holding a fork, chasing the dog. That's a bit of mischief right there. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. Max looks a little bit unhappy there. Sent to bed with no dinner. And that very night in Max's room, a forest grew. Look at the trees starting to grow all around his bed and out from behind the door. That's pretty magical. And grew. Now there's no bed at all. It's not a bedroom anymore. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. So no longer a bedroom, now it's a forest. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. Look at that wild thing coming right up out of the ocean. And he's still in his sailboat with his name on the boat. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But look at Max. Does he look scared? I don't think he even looks scared of all those giant wild things. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. Look, they look scared. And made him king of all wild things. And now, said Max, let the wild rumpus start. What do you suppose a rumpus is? Let the wild rumpus start. Here they are. Seem to be rumpusing around, jumping up and down, howling at the moon. and swinging from trees. And Max is riding on the back of a big wild thing. Look at the horns on that wild thing, and they're marching about. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. And then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. They look like they're sleeping. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said no. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. Hey, there he is. Bye-bye. And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. Look, he's back in his room and it looks just like it did when he left. And it was still hot. The end. Again, Where the Wild Things Are, story and pictures by Maurice Sendak. Thanks for joining me for this Keystone story.